G'day. I'm so excited to be here and thank you Advantage India for inviting me to present your Optimism and Positivity webinar. And I hope you enjoy it. I've got something really different for you today and you'll see why when we go into the next room. We're going to go and actually visit Karen Lee, which is me, in bed. Yeah, that's right. A little bit earlier, I visited myself in the bedroom and we had a little chat. So I'm going to take you on a journey as to why we need to do things differently. And right now, we have been hit with a pandemic, which is absolutely devastating people's lives, people's businesses, people's reputations, people's relationships. The world's in a little bit of chaos. And so what I'm going to present to you today is how you can take back control of that and stay optimistic, hold your hope and feel positive. Let's kick off this webinar with a small message of hope from me to you. Enjoy. So I hope you really enjoy the ride with me. Again, it's something very different to what you're used to. And you'll see why shortly, because I've got something special for you. And if you want to make a difference in your life, the first thing you have to do is decide that you want to change what you're currently doing. You see, when we reach a crisis, we have to make a decision that we want to change. And crisis is a catalyst for change. So if you're with me and you want to come on the journey, then come along, have your pen and paper handy. Now, I don't want you to write down any notes right now. I'll tell you when I want you to write those notes down. For now, I just want you to listen, see if you can be in a quiet environment. If you can't, it doesn't matter. This is why this is pre-recorded, because sometimes things don't work out quite the way that you want. So don't worry. You'll be able to stop, pause, rewind, and play it as many times as you like. So come along with me and let's go visit Karen in her bedroom. I wonder what she'll say.
Welcome to Darren Daily On Demand, your most trusted resource to help you become better every day. Here's your success mentor.
Hello, what are you doing here? I'm glad you could join me. I was just listening to what I do every morning, my Darren Hardy podcast. Saturdays, he doesn't do anything but a podcast because he actually has the weekend off. But I listen to Darren Monday to Friday every morning and it gets me in the mood. And then I just jot down a few little ideas and what I'm going to action for the day. Oh, and I suppose you can see the mess I've got in my bed. It's not really a mess. This is what I do before I go to bed. This is my Better Life journal. And this is a Dean Graziosi, I believe. Yes, it is. That's right, from when I did one of his courses. And I actually jot down in this anything that's floating around in my head or ideas just before I go to bed at night. And, as you can see, I've got a few little ideas floating around. Sticky notes are fantastic. And this is the book I'm currently reading. And this is called Be Brilliant. And it's by Janine Garner. Absolutely fabulous. I bought a bunch of these to give out at my next workshop, and I'm really enjoying this. It's a great book. I'm just going back through it again to see if I've missed anything. It's I call it a rinse and repeat. So I really like that one, and I just happen to be working on a webinar for Advantage India, and I'm presenting that this evening at 6 o'clock Indian time. And I had a thought about it last night because I've had a lot of trouble with my internet. And I thought, what would happen if I had the same problem tonight? Or, on the night that I'm presenting it. I thought, oh goodness, what can I do that's different? So when I woke up this morning, I went and got my cup of tea like I always do. Came back to bed, I thought, okay, I'm going to listen to my Darren Harding. I'm going to jot a few ideas down. And I came up with something different. And I hope you enjoy it, because this is something like I've never done before. Because I find webinars boring. I don't know about you, but I really find them boring. Having two heads talking to each other, and what happens if the internet goes down? You're kind of stuck. Or if you've got fluctuating internet, which I had yesterday, and every second or third word, and it wasn't workable. So this is the idea I've come up with. So come with me on the journey with Advantage India, and we're going to do optimism and positivity and how it can improve and impact your life and make you feel better every day. So I'm looking forward to spending the next hour with you. So come along and join me for what should be a very entertaining time. Oh, hello. I've just popped out of the shower and I'm dressed. Thank goodness. I actually have a morning routine, which you've just seen part of it. My other part of my morning routine is I jump in the shower, and obviously I have my nice shower, but before I get out of the shower, I turn it slightly to cold, gradually. And then once it's hit the cold, I breathe in deeply. And it's freezing cold, then I turn it off and I jump out. I tell you what, that gets you motivated and ready and focused, because it gives me a boost and a kick, and it sends all the endorphins happening through my body. So then I start putting on, well, a little bit of lippy and a little bit of blush. And I do my hair. And that's how I start my day. And I can tell you, if you try that in your shower, it'll make a huge difference. The other thing I do in my shower is I exercise. And I've normally got music playing on my Google Mini, which I've got here. Oh, oops, be quiet. Hey Google, hey Google, hey Google, stop. Oops. I might get into trouble, copyright for that, but I'm not sure. So I dance to the music that's playing. I can't do that because I kind of think Google might, if this goes public, they might actually put a bit of a copyright stop on that. So just in case. But I do my exercise in the shower with the nice warm water going, and it really gets me going, and I feel pretty damn good by the time I get out. So I'm just going to do my hair, and I'll see you shortly. Oh, hello, you're back again. We've reached the next section. Now you've just been off to see me, myself and I, in my bedroom, and I believe in the bathroom. But that's okay. It's really nice to see what somebody else does in the morning and how they kick off their day. And I hope you enjoyed what it is that I do. Now we've reached the next part though. Today is the day. So mark it in your calendar that today you are going to do something totally different to what you've ever done before. And what is that? You're going to make a decision to change. Because crisis is a catalyst to change. And what is a crisis? Well, a crisis is when you kind of lose control, or you feel like you're anxious, you don't know what to do, your life's not going quite where you want it to go, and you have to decide what you're going to do about that situation. You see, right now, as I discussed before, we've got a huge crisis which is enveloping the entire world. And that is the corona crisis. And I think that there are 3 corona crises. There is one which affects our physical health, the second one which affects our mental health, and the third one which affects us financially. And the one that we're going to talk about today is number 2, the coronavirus that affects us mentally. And I'm going to set you on a path where you can change how that is affecting you. And you can switch off from allowing that garbage to come inside your head and to infect your mindset, because our mindset is a vital component to having a happier and healthier life. So once we've got control of that, the world is your oyster. Now you saw what I was doing this morning. Now that's something that I do every day without fail. These micro things that I do are my routines, and they're not hard to do. It doesn't have to be a big routine that you do of a morning or a big routine that you do of a night time, just so long as you do them. So for me, my morning routine consists of very positive things, very upbeat things, but they're really key components are that I listen to my Darren Daily, I have my cup of tea, which I love, and I go back to bed and I just sort of relax and let my mind flow with my ideas that flow. Then I read something a little bit positive and I'm ready to get up and go and have my shower. And then once I've done that, I have got this amazing mindset and I come in and I work for 90 minutes without any interruptions. I don't look at Facebook, I don't look at LinkedIn, I don't look at any social media, I don't listen to the news, I don't do any of that stuff. I don't take phone calls, and I most certainly do not look at emails. You see, I start my morning pretty early, and by doing that, it means that I don't have the interruptions that you normally do. And I know people are going to say, but I get too tired. No, go to bed earlier, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. I wondered how else I could possibly make this a little bit more interactive and not the boring old what we've always done. And so I came up with this idea called a walking webinar. And what do I mean by that? Well, there's just me, myself, and I here. And frankly, me just talking to you into a screen is pretty boring. And I've got slides, as you've seen, and the slides are nice and the slides are interesting, but how else can I make it interesting? And I came up with this concept. What about if I have a conversation with myself? And how would I do that? Well, I thought, how about I ask myself some questions? And I thought, why not try and make it like a conversation, as though I've invited you into my house? Because that's what I really want to do. I want to have a conversation with you about how we can help each other and how I can make your day a little bit lighter and what I can learn from you. Now, you're my silent witness. I can't hear what you're saying, and I have to come up with something unique and something creative, because we're all unique and we're all creative, and we've got amazing ideas inside our head, and sometimes we just need somebody else to trigger that. So for me, I thought, why not ask myself some questions? And really, I thought it might be a great idea for me to explain exactly what it is about stress and why everybody seems to suffer it. So Karen, what exactly is stress and why do we insist on being stressed? Well, sure, let's talk about stress. You know, we thrive on stress. We love the drama it creates. Stress helps to make us feel alive. You know, today I'm hoping that everyone's going to make a decision about their stress and that they would like to know the 6 steps to dealing with stress. Do you think that that's what they'd like? Do I hear a rounding yes from everybody?
Yes!
Oh, I think I did hear that. Okay, so get your pens ready. Now, are you listening? Okay, here we go. Number 1 is to see stress for what it is. It's in its most basic form. Stress is just an illusion of your own creation. That's right, it is. We create that stress because we want to have things happening in our lives. You know, we want to feel alive. So number 2, I want you to end the love affair of your stress today. Stop thriving on it, you know. Stop using it to feel. Stop using it for an attention-seeking device. We don't need to do that anymore. And number 3, don't be a boaster. Stop thinking stress is unique to you. It's actually not. We all suffer this, and some of us much worse. I'm sure that if you were actually in a room filled with people and you asked them to give their levels of what it is that they're stressed about, there are ones that are much worse off than you. And it becomes a competition. So don't be a boaster. Stop thinking stress is unique to you. We all suffer from it, and some much worse than others. You know, one of my mentors, Jim Rohn, and I love Jim Rohn, he would often say, it is not what happens to you that makes the difference of how your life works out. What happens to you happens to all of us. It's how you respond to what happens to you, you know, that determines the major outcomes of your life. So stop asking the old, why me? Why me? Start asking, what now? You can't change what's happened, and you won't change anything by being angry about it. So the other thing is, number 4, and this is really vital, remember to breathe. Count backwards from 5 before opening your mouth. I know you might really want to say something when something happens, but just stop. Count backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you know what? That's enough time for something different to come out of your mouth. And number 5, which is a bit of a weird one, you know, you tense yourself up when you're stressed, and you actually, what you do is you clench your butt together. So remember to just relax your sphincter, because that's where all the stress is. And what happens is you clench so tight and you end up with a backache. It's true. I know it sounds funny, but it's so true. So just relax a little bit. Relax your butt cheeks, you know, relax it. Stop squeezing it up so tight. And number 6, which this one's really important, write off your stress. You know, as though it's tax time. Just seriously, put it out on paper. It's amazing how much better you will feel when you actually write it down on paper. Doing these 6 steps will help you to stay thin, youthful, and smart. That's exactly what I did, and I'm in the best shape I have been in for many years. Here's a photo of me that was taken 4 years ago. Have a look at the difference. Today is the beginning of a new direction for you. I cannot choose the path that you are going to take. That is up to you. However, I can lead you towards the path, and then it is your choice to choose left or right. Right or wrong, there is no right or wrong. Right or wrong is just something that we believe in our head. What I see as right, you might see as wrong. What I see as wrong, you might see as right. And so it's actually up to us to decide which way we go, left, right, wrong. That's only a choice that you can make. I cannot make it for you. And I hope today that whichever one you choose, you will learn how to own that decision. It'll be your decision, nobody else's decision, and you will be responsible for making the first micro step towards change in your life. I can hold my hand out to you, but you need to reach up and grab it. So I can lead you there, but you have to climb up. I can help you. I can't do it all for you. I can't carry you on my back, the same as other people can't carry you on theirs. You must make an effort on your own. You must be brave, and yeah, it can be scary. You may feel scared. Every decision has consequences. A decision to do nothing also has consequences. It's a decision of inaction and the world passing you by. Maybe we could ask Karen what she did to change her life.